From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Forever.
Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And we have a very special guest here today. She is a supermodel. Ow! Glamour model. Ow! She is November's 2014 Playboy Playmate in the UK. Oh my gosh, she is gorgeous. And Michael, you better stay to yourself.
Well, she walked in naked. What do you expect?
Hey, she did not. She's absolutely beautiful,
She
stunning.
is. She's so pretty.
And she's from Texas.
Hot damn, what the hell?
You know, it's funny. My mom was from Vernon, Texas. Where were you born, Abigail?
Dallas, Texas.
In Dallas. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
we lived in Mesquite, Texas.
I know where that is.
For about 5 years when I was about 3 till 8 years old. So I have a little bit of that little
Yes,
sound,
ma'am.
that comes in your voice every once in a while. And people say, where are you from in the South? I said, well, I grew up in Las Vegas, da-da-da-da-da. And I say, oh, yeah, but that's right. I lived in Mesquite, Texas for 5 years. So
Then you're a Texan.
yeah, and my mom was from Vernon, Texas.
I love
so,
Texas.
So yeah, I got it all around me.
Days of night, as big as bright.
And Michael's from the
Deep
South.
in the heart of Texas.
South
yeah,
Philly.
baby. He's already Italian from Texas.
He's from South Philadelphia.
South Texas.
And as you're going to soon find out, Abigail.
Yeah, Abigail.
Now, do you go by Abigail or Abby?
Abigail.
Abigail.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Abigail, my darling, Abigail, my sweet, since one night when the stars danced above.
He's wooing another woman
Yes.
right in front of me.
Wait a
What
minute,
can
how about
I
her-
do with this
let's
man?
not forget
Oh
her
my
manager, just so
gosh, I know.
pretty.
Sophia.
So pretty.
Is it Sophie? Sophia.
Sophia, my love.
See, he's even wooing you. I can't help it.
Well, first-
he is a singer, but
Yes,
he's also Chef Michael.
Yes.
I know.
And do you like Italian food,
Oh,
Abigail?
yes, ma'am.
You do?
Oh,
What's your
yes,
favorite
ma'am.
Italian dish?
Italian food, sweetheart. I like it
mean,
all. Okay.
Well, that's a pretty, that's
Well-
too big. He can give you one Italian recipe from South Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is something you
So
like.
if you were going to go to a restaurant tonight,
Right. And order
what
something.
would you order?
Lasagna.
Lasagna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Michael. How about lasagna? He loves that recipe. You know what?
That's like the longest
You know why?
recipe
Because it's
in
the
the United States of
longest
America.
recipe
Oh, I
in the Italian recipe
What
book.
you do is you go to Smith's, which is our sponsor, and you go there and you go down the frozen aisle, get Mrs. Swanson lasagna, stick it in the oven at 425.
I
for
don't think
35
that's
minutes, and
what
it
she
comes out
had in
delicious.
mind, Michael. Do you like to cook, Abigail?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm not really that good at it.
You're
I can
not?
cook a good breakfast, though.
What kind of breakfast do you make?
I make I make bacon and eggs and
Oh,
toast,
my-
but it's barbecue bacon. It tastes really good.
Where do you get the barbecue bacon?
I make it. Well,
You make it?
Well, I put the barbecue sauce on the bacon when
Uh-huh.
it cooks. I'm nowhere talented like Chef Michael.
Well,
is.
listen, that's great that you cook, though, and so your specialty is breakfast.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you make biscuits and gravy?
No, ma'am. That's
No.
Miss Sophie's job. She does
Oh,
a
Sophie
fine
makes
job.
the biscuits and gravy.
How pretty.
Well, I like biscuits and gravy, and every time I go back to the Midwest, that's one of the first things I go. You know about Bob Evans?
Yes, ma'am. I sure do.
Yeah, I love Bob Evans,
yes,
and they have the best sausage and gravy. But actually, we've been going over to Denny's over here, right up here on
they
West
got
Sahara, and believe it or not, the chef there makes a wonderful biscuits and gravy.
Right.
It's
Oh,
really
that
good.
sounds like it's worth trying.
Now their biscuits aren't quite,
Like biscuits
fluffy,
from Texas.
and, biscuits like Texas big.
Yes, ma'am.
But the gravy is really good. Is really good. So
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well,
But
anyway,
you can't have that every morning.
No, I try a little.
Because otherwise you would lose your girlish figure.
I don't eat much. I watch my calories.
Do you?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Well, so do you want to give her the recipe for lasagna?
No. So anyway, yesterday.
I'll give you
Hey,
a
wait a
kiss.
minute.
Oh my
oh,
God!
uh-oh.
Kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again.
I don't
It's
know. We
been a
can't
long,
even contain
long
him
time.
today.
I know.
I'm having fun.
Michael, fix
Yeah,
your
lasagna.
microphone. Push
What's wrong with it?
This part right here.
Well, you can't-
I'm going to do it for you.
All right.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go.
Ah.
How's that? Okay.
Do you have that problem a lot?
Never, baby. Never.
Oh my
Never,
gosh.
never.
Now he's bragging.
That's right.
Oh,
Macho Man.
You and the boys
I'll
talking
take
about
that
how
knife and shove
cold
it
and
up
how
your- you
deep
know
it
what?
is down there in the river. Anyway, Alex Yanko says, I need a vacation. I need to go on a cruise for a few days and just relax.
Yeah, Al.
Well, Alex, Alex
We love
Yanko
you, Al.
is
Buddy, buddy. Go ahead.
He has everyday home improvement.
Yes.
Okay, he's one of our sponsors.
Yes, ma'am.
But also, beyond that, he's one of our sponsors because he's also one of our best friends. And he's amazing. He will help out seniors. He will help out somebody that needs a bulb changed. If you call him and you need a bulb changed. He also donates his time to help children and the
wonderful.
homeless over there. He has a company called Higher Power, and they feed the homeless, every week.
Outstanding.
But he is a great builder, a great developer, and he's got so many projects going now because of Sandy Kastel and Friends variety show. We have been sending him clients left and right.
Well, he's doing great.
And now he's working day and night.
Yeah.
And he says, "I need a break, folks." But we don't want to give you too much of a break, Alex, because you got some projects coming up. We got to get taken care of soon.
Last night we had New Year's Day at our house.
Yes, we did.
And what a wonderful
Not New Year's
night.
night. We had New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, 'cause-
yesterday.
and
We did a celebration.
Did a celebration.
2:00.
And
Where were
it
you?
was
I was.
She wasn't there.
I wasn't there. No, ma'am, I was not.
Well, next time you're going to have to come over for some meatballs. I mean, he makes great meatballs. He makes great sausage and peppers.
Oh, my Lord.
The other day you made what? What'd you make? The primodora something.
Filetta pomodoro.
Filetta
Filetta
pomodoro.
pomodoro. Filetta pomodoro means the fillet of tomato. Filetta means fillet.
But it had
pomodoro means- that's what
prosciutto
I
in it.
Yeah, the prosciutto.
And it
It's
had
good.
not just the domestic, it had the imported.
Diana
prosciutto.
Pascal went out of her
really?
mind over it.
I did too.
And we got to remember, we had our very special friends from the Storage Center.
That's right.
We have,
Wendy and
Wendy
Curtis were there.
and Curtis.
Sahara Mini Storage
They
over there in West
stayed,
Sahara.
and Shiny Mohawk was there with his
I know, with
lovely
Karen Rice,
Karen
yes,
Rice, who
over
was
there.
she's the she, believe it or not, she was the lady that was the actress that was on the box of Mrs. Swanson.
And you also made the pascal, the chicken pascal, and
pascal.
that was my favorite. That was my favorite.
But let's not forget
because it just falls off the bone.
Well,
Okay,
you know, I
y'all.
gotta
I'm gaining
tell you.
weight here
You're getting
now.
hungry
I'm
just
gaining
thinking
weight.
about it, right?
Okay.
I got to tell you, my father-in-law, Dick Kastel, came in, looked handsome, had a gray shirt. He really looked good. I was happy to see him.
Yeah.
And he said, Mike,
He was color coordinated even.
He was color coordinated.
He asked when he came in, he said, "Now, do I have the right colors on?" Because he's colorblind. So, the blues and the blacks and,
Blend
the greens
together.
and the reds. Yeah, he has to be careful.
Yeah,
But he
and-
was
and
perfectly
He looked very
nice.
handsome. And
Nice.
I said, Pop, you look great. He said, Mike, I'm at the age now when a girl says no, I'm grateful. So anyway, he looked terrific, and that was a pleasure because he loves my cooking, and he wanted the soup. He loved the soup.
Oh, yeah, he made,
I made
Michael
the
made
homemade,
the
my father's
beef
beef
soup.
soup. See the difference with the cornstarch? What that does? How it makes it heavy?
Yeah.
It just-
well,
it's
it
a-
thickens up the sauce.
Yep.
Okay.
The broth.
The broth.
I have a question.
Sure. Okay.
With having such a fine chef living in your house, how do you maintain that beautiful
I've gained 20
figure?
pounds this year.
Sweetheart, you look great. Okay.
Well, thank you.
You and I could walk down the street and nobody'd even see me.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, right. No.
I
You and I
asked-
walking
I
down the
asked her
street,
today-
we would turn all the heads, blonde, redhead,
Let's
and
not
Michael, of
forget her
course,
manager, how pretty she is. So pretty.
I know. But she likes to stay behind the scenes, so
okay.
we are honoring
You're not on
her.
camera.
And she's not on camera, even though she's decked out.
Yeah.
No, don't you dare, Ryan. Don't you dare.
you dare,
no,
Ryan.
she told us, she says, no, it's all about Abigail today.
Abigail
Rich, And Abigail, so, all right, so you were born in, since he's not going to give us that recipe for lasagna,
Too long.
we'll have to go.
We'll get it out of him.
Yeah, later. So you were born and raised in Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had kind of a rocky beginning.
I did. When I was 2 months old, my birth mama decided she didn't want me.
Mm-hmm.
So from 2 months old, she became a resident of the state, and I was raised by foster families till I was 17.
So did you like being raised? I mean, did you get a lot of nice people as foster parents, or was that?
It's good and bad,
Yeah, okay.
but whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right. That's
So-
right. Well, so what experience? Now I know because of that, when you grew up, you decided, I want to help other people.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you kind of went out there and you decided to what? You were up in a helicopter and a medic as a paramedic, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Paramedic. You
I
became,
worked my
right?
way up to being a flight medic on an air ambulance, and I had that position for about 8 months, and I'd been an EMT in advance, all that before, working on the ambulances on the ground.
Now, when you do that, when you go to school for that, is that a 2-year school or is
It
that
was.
a 2-year
Paramedic
school?
was a 2-year, and then you become a critical care transport paramedic.
Okay.
Because it's so much more advanced now, because everything you do is on you. It's
Right.
only you and your patient. And
So you have to learn a lot more than CPR.
oh yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you had, while up there, here you are going out to help save other people's lives, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
while you were in the helicopter, you guys had a major crash.
We did. We had a catastrophic failure, and we were.
What is a catastrophic fail? Does that mean the engine
Oh, it
failed?
means as life as you know it, it's about to end.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I don't think I'm pretty. I don't think I'm sexy or anything like that. But I like my hair. I do. I like my hair. That's the only thing I really think so.
You would not
loves
be
her
in
hair.
Playboy if you weren't
She's
pretty
got
and
beautiful,
sexy.
beautiful blonde hair. Look
They
at this
don't
hair.
put
It's all
ugly
the way
women in
flowed
Playboy.
around. She's like Lady Godiva,
right?
you know, with your hair.
They don't put.
Okay, so you like
So,
your hair. So you were
I
only
never-
concerned about your hair,
I
right?
never wore my flight helmet.
Oh.
I had been written up 35
you never-
times
oh,
for not
no.
wearing my helmet.
Oh.
So I always use my helmet to put right behind my life pack defibrillator.
Yeah.
Keep my equipment right where I need it. And besides, I couldn't hear my patients.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to be able to talk to them because they were
Right.
my patients.
Sure.
But one day.
It's hard to hear up in a helicopter
It
anyway.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And it's, if they're riding in an airship, it's pretty critical.
Yeah.
And I'd always have patients go, am I going to die? And I'd
Yeah.
always say, not today, sweetheart. Not in my helicopter. But this one
You
day.
look like you look now.
Yes,
must have.
I did. I did.
Well, but she might not have worn the fur. You know,
No, I didn't. I
You
had this
a
really
uniform,
ugly
I'm sure.
dark blue jumpsuit that
Yeah.
kind of sort of zipped up.
Right, and she probably wasn't wearing the lashes and
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
things like
Yeah.
that. But she was still as beautiful as ever.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
because
yes.
all, these other things, these other enhancements that we do, you know, and you know, we have a portion of the show of our TV show called Fit and Fabulous Forever, which I want you to be on our TV show
Oh, I'd
also.
love
okay,
to.
I told Tom, I said we got to get her on the TV show because it's all about this one segment is about being fit and fabulous forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're all different shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, different, some of us have different ailments and things like that we have to work around. But it's about staying as fit and fabulous as we can, given our circumstances, and giving our lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's very important, and like I said, wearing, a lot of times we don't have to walk around with lashes
No, ma'am.
and beautiful clothes to always make us beautiful. We need to just be ourselves.
Every girl is
Because
beautiful.
beauty is much deeper than
Yes,
skin,
ma'am.
as we know, and so your beauty always comes through. So now I'm going to get back to your story.
Okay.
Now you were, helping somebody.
So we were launched to an oil platform
Okay.
for a person who had a heart attack. We were
Okay.
about 11,186 feet above the ground.
Okay.
And all the lights came on and everything, and we dropped like a rock.
With a helicopter, yeah, you
Yes.
go right down. You spiral. Am I
Absolutely.
correct?
We went down on the right side, which happened to be the side I was sitting on. Not that I weigh that much, but it just happened to be that way.
Right.
And we went into what's called the canopy, and it's top of the trees. And there was a
right.
tree branch, 4-inch tree branch, came through the side of the aircraft. And it went in my tummy, right below my belly button.
Ow.
Came out below my left kidney.
Ow, ow. Ow.
All my ribs were broken on my right side. My ankles were broken. My jaw was broken.
Oh my gosh.
I was messed up. I was. We didn't have a chance to call for help, so we were out there some 7 hours, 42 minutes, and 10 seconds, the NTSB report said, before they found
By yourselves before anybody came?
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened?
I had passed out because I had traumatic injuries. I had internal
Yeah.
bleeding, and now I don't chase boys, okay? I just don't.
Chase men.
Sweetie,
No,
in
they chase
Texas-
her, honey.
Sweetie, in Texas, we have boys and girls, okay? We don't make it too complicated. And I heard an aircraft, and we were sitting up in the tree. We'd got out of the aircraft because we thought it would catch fire. It was smoking and everything. And we were hanging on a tree, and I apparently woke up because I heard an airship coming.
You were hanging.
We were on tree branches.
Oh, you were on tree branches.
Yes,
so you
ma'am.
didn't go all the way to the ground.
No,
you
ma'am.
stuck right there, and then you had to get up.
Oh, you were
Okay.
stuck in a tree.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right, hold that thought. Hold that thought, Abigail. All right, because we're going to go right to a brief message from our
yeah.
sponsors. Just a little brief one, Ryan. If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, and we've got a very special guest here today, Abigail Rich. Okay, we'll be right back.
How I wish that there were more than
your day. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. We are here with Abigail Rich. She is the November 2014 Playboy Playmate in the UK. So now you were telling me something. I know we were talking about your story a few minutes ago, but you were telling us how that Playboy likes to keep all of their magazines and everything specific to the
country.
The country
yes, ma'am.
that they're from. But you said that actually some of your photos have been leaked from the UK around the world. Okay, and how does that happen? How do they keep that from happening?
You know what? It's like if you put something in the cloud, it's safe.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
For about a second.
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's like all your stuff's safe in somebody's database someplace, but there's always somebody smarter that'll get in there and get it. So.
Right. So they leaked them, but so do they show up on their internet over there too? I mean, is there a separate
I would imagine
internet
so.
for? I mean, there is a separate internet, .uk, right?
But I think there's, and again, this is my natural hair color, so I have to play the blonde card here. I don't really know.
I don't really know.
Well, I got to give Abigail a compliment for those people that are. Will review the show today, on YouTube. Abigail. All right, most of the models today are skinny. They got no bodies. Abigail's reminds me of Jane Mansfield. She's got the body of
beautiful,
Marilyn Monroe and James Mansfield. I mean, a full-figured...
Yeah, because Jane Mansfield, and Jane Mansfield, and also Jane Russell, I was thinking of it
Jane
first.
Russell, too, yeah. When I was young, when I was a kid, which was like a year ago.
A shapely body, which we had, before, and then all of a sudden they went to the Twiggy look, which is very skinny.
Way before Bob Guccione got involved, way before Larry Flint, it was Playboy magazines.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I only looked at them for the articles.
Yeah.
Yes, the food articles.
Yeah, we've heard that so many times. You know what? We've got another guest here today, Abigail, and that's Bill Jenkins, who's just calling in. Hi, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. He's the author of 15. How are you? So I know you tried to call me on the cell phone. That's what I was trying to tell you. That was my cell phone number that you were trying to call in on.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Happy New Year, Bill.
I'm doing fantastic.
Where you calling from?
Indianapolis.
Uh-oh, not there.
Oh, wow.
It's cold out there.
You ain't kidding. It's cold. About 20 degrees today.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you know about Abigail? Abigail was the play...
Well, he probably wouldn't because she's, from the UK.
Maybe he went to the UK. Maybe he went over there.
Well, no, she's a Playboy Playmate from the U, and they put her in November 2014's Playboy magazine, but it's in the UK, Bill. So she was just explaining how they like to keep the countries separate, but some of the photos had been leaked and everything. So
well, I did Playgirl.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking a little bit about it, so I thought, why not be on this program? It sounds great.
You figured you'd do that, right? Well, Bill is an author, Abigail.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and he has a book, and it's called 15, right?
Absolutely, 15.
And what? Just give us a little brief synopsis about what your book is about.
Well, 15 is really about giving the number 15 a prophetic voice to release a vision for success. I pastor a church here in Indianapolis. And so, as preparing for the new year, late last year, I began to look at the number 15 and found out how often it is involved in really our American culture. Taylor Swift, Marilyn Manson both wrote songs about the number 15. There's a punk rock band named 15, a puzzle named 15, a TV movie named 15, even a soap opera on Nickelodeon was named 15. So 15 is really a vital part of our lives.
Yeah, but the song,
this book.
Yeah, but there was not the song 16 Candles was not 15 candles. It was
you sing?
16 candles. So not everything was at 15.
So,
isn't that wild?
So 2015, Bill, is the hook then. Today,
so this is a big year.
Well, I believe it's a big year. I mean, even the president has 15 members in his cabinet. And so as I begin to study the number 15 in the Bible, I begin to see a pattern of 5 different things that I believe can encourage people in their lives in 2015.
Well, what are they?
Well, one of those things is I believe that 2015 is going to be a year of addition and extension. There was a king in the Bible who had a death sentence pronounced upon him in the 14th year of his reign. And when he had it pronounced, he went to the Lord, he prayed, he asked God, and God changed his mind and gave him a 15-year extension. So I believe there may be some of your listeners today who may even feel like 2014 gave them a death sentence. Maybe they've gone through a tough time. Maybe they've gone through a divorce, financial loss, whatever it may be. And I believe that 2015 is going to be a year, not only are they going to recover, but I believe there's going to be things added in their life, and they're going to see great things happen in 2015.
That's great. Now, what are you going to say in 2016?
Well, when I get to 2000, yeah, that's a good question. When I get there, I guess I'll write the book on 16.
Right.
But
All the correlations.
It's funny, Bill, you should say, I got a friend of mine named Antonio Andolini, talking about extensions. The feds just gave him an extra 15 years. And
That's not
he
good.
ain't too happy.
Yeah, well, depending on if you're bald or not, they may excite you when I say you get extensions. But I'm talking really about more than hair extensions. I'm talking about your property, your land, your life. I really believe there's going to be some great things that are going to come to you
Bill,
in 2015.
You know, you brought up something very interesting. You're talking about, somebody getting an extension on their life. And, Abigail was just telling us her story about how, she became a flight medic. And then she was in a crucial, what did you call that? It was a critical...
Catastrophic
accident. And so she was just going to tell us about that accident and how they fell and they dropped and they landed on the trees, and you call that
the canopy.
The canopy of the trees. And so Abigail, you want to tell us a little bit more about that? Yeah.
So after about 7 hours, 42 minutes, and 10 seconds, I heard another airship, and I looked up, and I was critically injured. And I looked up, and what I saw was a Walmart shopping cart. I love shopping, okay? Not necessarily there, but I love shopping.
Were you upside down?
I like Walmart.
I was hanging on this tree, and my pilot was holding me.
That's what I mean. How'd you see the Walmart shopping cart?
Well, that's what I saw, and what it was a rescue basket.
Oh, okay.
And it had this, but that's what I thought I
saw.
It
was, yeah, right.
And I remember that. Now again, I don't chase boys,
right?
Okay, but I remember the pararescue swimmer, and he had the bluest eyes. I can still see them. And he looked at me and he said, "Miss, you need to come with me." And I said, "Oh, darling, I'll go with you anywhere." Okay, which is so not me. And I said, "Where are we going?" He goes, "I'm going to take you up in the airship."
But you were in critical condition.
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Yeah, you were in a bright
And
mind.
I said, "Wait a minute, you're going to, wait, go where?"
Yeah.
"Oh, sweetheart, been there, done that.
Right.
I'm not doing that again. Just,
right.
Call me a ground ambulance or something." And I said, and he said, "It's 80 miles, the closest road." I said, "I'm from Texas. You just point the direction, I'll hoof it out."
Yeah.
Well, he was kind of doing this to my hair, which was working.
Right,
okay,
right.
I was working.
Yeah.
And he said, we're down to 30 minutes before bingo, which means their fuel reserve. They had to start heading back.
Right.
And he said, "I'm going to ask you one more time." And I said, "No, I'm going to tell you one more time, no." And no means no. Ow! Stop it.
So you wouldn't go in the
I would not. But remember, he was playing
Stroking
with my
your hair, stroking
Well,
your
what
hair.
he was doing was wrapping his hand around my hair like that.
Right.
And when I said no, he pulled real hard, and it hurt.
Right.
I fell into the basket.
Yeah.
I didn't
was
wake
really
up
smart.
for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my gosh. So you were in recovery.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
whole
Well, they
time.
took me
You had a lot of
to
stitches,
a
I
close
heard.
hospital.
Yeah.
They transferred me to a level 1 trauma center.
Right.
I had over 400 stitches, 200 staples, steel plates put in my body. I had 3 operations to keep me alive.
Wow.
And 6 weeks later, I woke up. And
But I think they told your parents they didn't think you were going to live.
No, they gave me less than 1% chance of ever waking up. My foster family.
Your foster family, right?
Yes, ma'am. And they said she's not going to wake up, and they kept going after her to sign the do not resuscitate and pull me off the ventilator.
Oh, and she wouldn't do it.
No, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
Not to get off the subject, but Bill, if I put 15 on a crap table, do you think I'd win on the roulette?
Well, I wish I could tell you that. I'd be there myself if I knew all those kind of answers.
Just asking.
But, even that story right there is a great example of what I'm talking about.
I know.
There
That's
may be some people who think that their life is over. Maybe they have had a death sentence or disease. Maybe the doctor has said something to them. I just believe that if we'll allow the Lord, I believe God can do some great things in this year.
Do you believe that, Abigail?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I believe I have an angel.
You must, because
Yes,
you don't go through something like that, and
get
come
to
out
where
of
I'm
it
at.
and get to where you're at and not believe that there's somebody
Yes.
looking over your shoulder.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I know for a fact, for me, without a question, God has definitely blessed me.
With this beautiful lady right here.
Well, besides Sandy, yes.
Yeah.
Besides Sandy,
Besides,
and
else
one day
is there?
I'm writing a book, and everybody,
not about
everybody
15.
and their mother's writing a book. But anyway, I'm definitely, we'll tell my story. There'll be a day where to show that God does work in mysterious ways, and
He takes you on a weird journey
He does.
sometimes. You don't always expect, where you're what's
life
going to
is
happen.
a roller coaster.
Right.
We can't get off the car.
Well, testimony. That's what testimony's about. And I'm going to tell you something, everybody, because we're so proud that we have 90,000 listeners. We're the #1 radio show in Las Vegas.
Wonderful.
Also, we're on
91,
television.
yeah.
And the nice thing about it is that testimonies. If people didn't know what was going on, that God does work, people wouldn't pray. Just like God could have turned around and he didn't have to destroy the whole world. When Noah, he could have just blinked his eyes and he didn't have to destroy everything. But he wanted to make a statement to let people know. And that's the key. And I'm a firm believer. I'm telling you something. There's people that believe and there's people that don't believe. My choice is to believe, because I'm telling you, when push comes to shove, you're going to see the truth. And I'm telling you something, and the Bible says it, and Bill, you could attest to this. The end times are here. And when you look at the Bible and you read, I'm serious, when you read the Bible, it says it. I'm not saying it's going to end tomorrow morning, but you can see what's
I hope
going
so,
on.
because I hope it's not going to, because I have a lot of things I still have to do.
I have a photo shoot.
Well, and
Yeah,
it's
you have a
funny that
photo
you
shoot.
You even mentioned about Noah, because the first mention of 15 in the Bible is in Genesis chapter 7. As a matter of fact, the 15th time Noah is mentioned in the Bible is revolving around the flood. And in Genesis 7:20, it talks about how the waters rose 15 cubits. And what they did was, obviously, you know the story, they went into the ark. So I believe there's going to be different ways for God to help us find safety, peace, love, joy in 2015. The way Noah had the ark, I believe there's going to be some safe places for us to find our hope in God in 2015.
And I believe that tremendously. I also know for a fact that they said Jesus, he was Jewish. He wasn't. He was Italian. He was from Philadelphia.
No, I heard you from
Telling you,
Texas.
no, was he from Texas?
He's from
I thought he was
Texas.
from Ireland.
No. They said he was Jewish for business purposes only.
Hey. Listen, Bill, where's your website where people can find out about your books?
Well, my website is www.churchofacts.org. That's Church of Acts, ACTS, like the Bible. Or you can get it on Amazon, e-Kindle books. You can get it through Barnes & Noble. You can get it on eBay, so it's everywhere.
We got to get it. And I tell you, you got to call back again. You know what I mean? We'd love to,
He's not going anywhere.
No,
We're
I'm
just
saying,
going
but
to a
he's
little
got-
break.
Right.
Anyway, if you're just tuning in
I
now,
love the way
hold
you
on,
shut me
folks.
right the hell up.
If you're just tuning
Can't get
in
a
now, you're
freaking word
listening
in
to
on
Sandy
this
Kastel
program.
and Friends for a Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Abigail Rich here with us, November 2014 Playboy Playmate in the UK, and Bill
Mommy.
Jenkins, author of 15. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Don't go nowhere, Bill. I'm going to ask you a question about Italian food.
Hey, and 15.
Yeah, baby.
Take my lips. I wanna
Recipes, more fun. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
How exciting.
We've got Bill Jenkins on the line. He's
Bill
the author
Jenkins.
of 15, and he's talking about all the different correlations between the number 15.
Yes.
And we've also got Abigail Rich here, the November 2014 Playboy Playmate from the UK. Well, actually, she's not from the UK,
want
but
to see
they
the
put
book.
it in the UK. Now, Abigail, you were just telling us how you survived this catastrophic accident. Okay, but you were in the hospital for 3 months, you said, and I guess you've known Sophia for a long time.
Yes, I have.
Has she been a long-time friend?
Yes, absolutely.
And you said that she took you to Hooters. She said, you're absolutely beautiful. You need to go to Hooters. You
I
need to
gotta
be
go
working
Hooters.
here.
Can I go to Hooters?
And after you
Come
were
on, Bill, let's
working
go to
there,
Hooters.
after you You guys.
You just go there for the chicken wings,
The
right?
That's it,
chicken
just
wings,
the
that's-
wings.
To test the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Got nice breast over there. I mean, the chicken wings, the breast is there.
you know, once a guy, always a guy. Anyway, but what would we do without him, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you just can't, you can't live with him and you just can't shoot
Oh,
him.
you're lucky.
Men.
You found a good
according to
one.
the McGuire sisters, right? I love that song. Man, I'm talking about man.
How damn what the hell?
But anyway, so you went to Hooters, you got a job there.
Well, she was telling me how beautiful I was, and I
Yes.
said, "Look, I've never thought I was beautiful." And I said, "Look, I don't hear it. I look like Frankenstein's bride. I have all these
Well, you felt that
scars
way with all the stitches,
and everything."
right.
But I was going to shut her up. I
Right.
was going to show her. I was going to throw it down. There's a saying, "Don't mess with Texas," and I was going to show her.
Yep.
So I asked for the manager, and I said, and he came over and said, "What's the problem?" I said, "I want to ask you a question." Okay. He said, "All right." I said, "Am I pretty enough to be a Hooters girl?" Now, Chef Michael, where do you think he looked first?
He looked right at your feet. He said, "Oh yeah, this girl could tippy
She's
toe
got the
around here with
prettiest
a
feet
set of chicken
in
wings."
town.
Where did he look first? Well, of course, he looked at your
Yeah.
beautiful smile and your blue eyes
And her
your
eyes.
lovely smile, and then that was it.
No.
What did he look? He
Well,
looked at your hands.
his
he said, "What
audition
beautiful
was for
hands you
Hooters,
have."
obviously.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
obviously.
Well,
He
of
looked
course.
there, then looked the rest of me over, and he said, "You're hired. When can you start?" And I
Right.
looked at her and I said, "See, so shut up." And I had to say, "Wait, what?"
Well, I mentioned
Yeah, you
to
thought he was going to say, no,
I
sorry,
did.
you can't.
Yes, ma'am.
I
so
mentioned
instead,
to you
she
earlier
got a
Bud
job.
Coozer, and I went on a photo
Coozer?
shoot. Yeah, he was my personal photographer, and he said,
Who?
Bud Coozer, God rest his soul.
That's
He
when
said-
you were in Playgirl?
Well,
Oh,
yes,
please. Please, I saw Murray Langston in Playgirl once. That was a long time ago. He had this big, long salami bag.
Well, I had to.
Who knew what was inside of it?
Well,
mean, it was
I
just an
had.
empty
I
bag, you know.
turned it down. I turned Playgirl down.
You didn't want to make everybody look bad.
No, they only had one fold out. I needed two.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! So anyway, you went to work.
Hey, watch out, look out,
Bill, I know. Are you still there, Bill?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, come on. Can you come up with some line for 15 for Hooters?
Wow,
Bill?
I was trying to think how many letters is in the word chicken wings.
So anyway, if you were here, Bill, you should be here. She's an absolutely beautiful girl, and this afternoon you're going to be able to see us on YouTube because John Stiles will be putting it, posting the show up on. No, it's fine, Ryan. You're just good right there.
What the hell am I producing? I make a
You're
statement.
not.
Don't.
Anyway, so you can check us out on
When
YouTube.
the bill
this
comes, make
afternoon.
sure you let
Sandy
give it to
Kastel and
her.
Friends. So, all right. So, Abigail, you worked there for a while, and then how did you get discovered and become a supermodel?
Well, okay. Boys, y'all got more lines than the phone company, and I've
That's right.
heard them all.
That's right.
I've heard, "Oh, you must have just fallen out of the sky because you look like an angel." And I said, "Yeah, I did. It's not getting you anywhere, so keep moving." But this one boy came in, and he said he was with this major cosmetic company, and he wanted to do a photo shoot for possibility of me representing their brand. And he was so good. I said, "Yeah, sure, sweetheart. Yeah, phone company lines. Okay, I understand." And he produced a business card, and I thought, you really went out on this one.
That's right. He bought some
Okay.
business cards.
I'm impressed. I comped him his beverage. Sorry, Hooters. I'll repay y'all someday. Okay? Someday. Okay. And I took the card and threw it in my car. Well, somebody I know,
Sophia.
decided she would call.
Sophia's been watching out for you a lot.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's your manager. That's why she's
my
such
best
a good
friend
manager.
in the whole
There you
my
go.
whole life,
See?
whole world.
See how pretty?
That's what managers are usually. They say that a lot of times a manager, a personal manager for somebody is their friend.
Oh, she
their
is.
friend, yeah.
She can be
or their
mean,
family.
too, though.
Yeah.
I never had a
Okay.
personal manager. I was
Well, she
managed
has to.
myself.
She has to be, strict and make sure you get to your appointments on time and
Oh,
make
she
sure you
does.
find the building, even when they don't tell you the building number on the letter.
I always manage myself.
Yeah.
So she called him, and he actually was with that cosmetic company. They're out of Paris,
Right.
And so they flew us to Chicago. They did a shoot, and I am still with them to this day.
What's the name of the cosmetic company?
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal. Oh
Yes,
my
ma'am.
gosh. Oh, L'Oreal. So you're a L'Oreal model.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And it just started going from there. I started getting offers to do trade shows and promotional modeling, and it just kept growing in there in leaps and bounds. And then I started doing Victoria's Secret. I'm a VS Angel in the UK.
Now, did you do the commercials for that, or did you do the print?
I did print.
You
for
did
them.
print, okay, for Victoria's Secret.
Yes, ma'am. And there's photos out there on the internet with me and my
Okay.
little wings and stuff, and their ads. and
I
stuff.
loved it when they started doing those ads. I mean, you know what? Their sales went up like boom.
Yes, ma'am.
You know,
they have
from-
5 stores in the UK.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
and
Yeah.
in the UK, they like
And they're
girls.
beautiful. They got these beautiful, like you said, all the fabric going around whatever
Oh,
else
yes,
they're wearing.
ma'am.
That's the underwear, lingerie and stuff. But it's really a beautiful way that they've done it.
It is.
Yeah.
And I've continued all these years. I've had parts in TV shows. I've done commercials right here in town for casinos. I just had a part. I finished part earlier last year in Paul Bart Mall Cop 2.
Uh-huh.
So I am blessed. I am blessed. And the biggest thing to date is being right here on your show.
Oh, thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
ma'am.
Thank you. Well, we're excited to have you here. Now, do you have a website where everybody can find out about?
I do.
More
I
about you?
do. It's www.supermodelabigailrich.com.
Supermodel Abigail Rich, and it's Abigail.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any
Okay,
naked
got it
pictures on there? I can
Hey,
look
stop it!
But they're on Google. Okay.
You know what? I got to tell you. People might. Who's that? Polly?
at? Hey,
Hi, Polly, how
Paulie,
you
what's
doing?
up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gagalija, what happened to you last night? You never showed up.
Showed up to where?
See, that's George. I had a big party at the house. We had the sausage and peppers. We had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, where was? Yeah, George.
I told George to
be there.
call you. I should have called you personally.
I was in a funk last night, Mikey.
Oh.
My hand, I can hardly move it with this cold weather. I got tendonitis. I can't even make a fist.
Oh, my God in heaven. How are you going to count your money?
It hurts to take a cigarette out of the pack. And
Oh,
light
my
it.
God. Well, Paulie,
listen,
we're here
listen,
to...
Mike, go ahead.
We're here today with Abigail. She was the Play Girl Bunny for 2014 in
The UK.
The UK. You got to see this girl. She looks like Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield. She's about
Jane Russell.
6'5",
With blonde hair.
and her measurements are 77, 21, 34.
15.
15. That was her shoe size. 15.
You know, I'm a Playboy bunny. I was
What?
right here at the Palms.
My old girlfriend used to be a model.
Oh, with the.
Really?
Yeah, we just broke up recently. She was used to model work gloves.
Work gloves. So she was a hand model.
Gloves. Hand model.
Yeah. And they do have that. They have hand
Mhm.
models.
Yes,
They
they
have feet models.
Called
lip,
parts
lip
models.
eye models.
Well, I'm going to do an
Parts
ass model.
models.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Butt model. I'm going to be a butt model.
Well, they have those too.
They have that too. Well, Paulie, we want to wish you a very happy
Happy New Year.
New Year,
Happy
buddy.
New Year to you guys.
We missed you yesterday.
Yeah, we're sorry that you didn't come, but you
I
could.
was in a funk, man. I was in a funk.
Well,
All
Paulie,
right.
let's get together. Let's get together and do something.
Yeah,
with
well,
Michael.
we haven't forgot you, pal.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll-
Thanks
For the new year.
You got
I'll
it.
keep in touch.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Paul. See you
Bye-bye.
later.
So, Bill, you still
Yes.
Okay, Bill. So, all right. So now, how did you get this idea? I really don't. To write this book. Have you written other books?
Yes, this is my 4th book, and so I
Wow.
got the idea because I always like to cast a vision out to people for the new year, give them a biblical basis to have some hope and some faith in their life, to establish a good foundation for success in whatever year we're about to enter.
Right. Oh, so each year you come up with a different theme.
Each year I come up with something different. This year it just simply happened to revolve around the number 15 for 2015. So it just every year is a little bit different, but this is a year that I just felt like the 15 was such an important number, and I didn't even realize as I began to look, because there's other numbers that may be more important, but as I began to look at 15 in the Bible, I realized it was mentioned 42 times, and every time it was mentioned, it revolved around one of those 5 themes.
Uh-huh. What are those 5 things?
Well, the 5 themes, like I told you, was deliverance, a year of a godsend. I listened to Abigail as she was talking there. She talked about her friend. Well, the Bible says in John chapter 1, verse 6, that there was a man sent from God whose name was John. He was a godsend. So I believe we've got to be looking for our godsends, our divine connections. I believe there's going to be people who come into our lives this year that we've been waiting for a long time. As a matter of fact, we might even say, why did it take you so long to come into our lives? And so, you always got two kinds of people. You got thorns in the flesh, and you got God sent. Most of the time, we deal with a lot of thorns in the flesh.
That's right.
Got that, pal. You got that there, Bill.
2015 is the year when we're going to get some God sends. We're going to have some people that are going to come in our life, help connect us, help elevate us, help bring us to a new level in our lives in this coming year.
I love that. And Bill, you're so right, because
Bill.
throughout this past year, I really... I was going through a divorce, and I really didn't expect, last year. I had no idea. I definitely was not planning on meeting anybody, and thought I would be single for a long time before I would find anybody, because I was single before about 16 years before I had married the last time. And so I just was going through life and stuff, and it's amazing, because, and I'll tell this on the radio, I said, God, am I ever going to meet anybody that's going to understand me? And I swear to God, within a month, Michael Leonetti was in my life, and I did not look at him and fall in love immediately. I did not look at him and think he's my type. I was not, attracted to him in any way physically at all. When I first met him, he came on my show. He was a guest, and within a couple of months, I really was introducing him back into the music scene here. And we were getting, I would call him and I'd say, hey, let me take you to Sienna's. Let me introduce you to Kent Foot. I took him to the Italian American Club. Let me introduce you to them over there. I took him to the, what's the other place? The dispensary, to introduce them over to the jazz scene.
Right.
And every time we each had, he had his guys with me, I had my girls with me, and we were just kind of,
boys,
introducing each other
to go to the Playboy Club.
No, we did not go to Playboy Club.
Miss
Anyway,
Sandy.
I didn't want to introduce him to you. Anyway, so because I know you were there at the Palms. But what happened is, it was just out of the clear blue sky, and he kept saying, I'm too old for you. You'd never be interested in me. I'm too old for you. You'd never be interested if I were 20 years younger. Blah blah blah. And finally, I said, well, how old do you think I am? Anyway, so bottom line is, I said, I think this guy, to myself, I think this guy likes me. And it's really interesting, because he's had his own challenges in his life. Okay, we've all had some kind of challenges. You had your catastrophic accident. Okay, Abigail.
Yes, ma'am.
Bill, I don't know what you've gone through. Sophia, I don't know what you or Ryan have. But when I lost 4 members of my family in 9 months, in 2011, going into 2012, nobody can understand what it's like to go through this. It was tough, and then then I went through the divorce, and it's just like things change. When you have something happen like that, when you lose so many people in your family, in your circle, you just kind of go, oh my God. I didn't feel like I was like, I don't want to go out of town, because every time I was going out of town, somebody passed away or was in the process of it. So when major things like that happen that change your life, you say life is too short to not be happy.
Well, Bill, it's funny.
And as I was going to say, Michael, so you're right. Michael came into my life, and he had his own challenges for the past 15 years that he had gone through. And when he came in, it was so amazing, because he jumped on board with everything to help me promote WEMA.
Right.
I jumped on board to help him get out and perform and sing again and cook. I got him onto the and eventually dragged him onto the radio show this year in April, and now we're doing TV, and WEMA has just been growing, and people have come in and out of our circle in the past year and a half.
Wonderful.
And some of them, let me finish.
Okay.
And some of them were thorns, like you said. You didn't know. They came in like roses, but they ended up going out like thorns. And and yet, and then so many others have stayed in our circle, and our circle has just been growing and growing and growing with all these new supporters.
And
new
notice
sponsors.
what you said, about initially when they came in to your life. When he came into your life, you felt, didn't know what it was for. A lot of times we got to be careful to not reject our God's Son, because they may not look like or act like or be what maybe we have image in our mind.
Yes.
So we have to be willing to accept people, understanding they may have a divine purpose to set up us up and elevate us to another level.
And also, even though we may look at that situation and say, well, it was a bad situation. Well, no, maybe not, because maybe we had to go through that situation to take the step to the next level. level.
Well, you know,
or to learn something in that,
Yes,
with that
ma'am.
person or with that situation. Or maybe they were just brought into our lives to introduce us to somebody else.
Well, to
Absolutely.
interject here, like I said, when I met Sandy, I was at the point of my life where I wasn't interested. I had a very 25-year marriage. The tragedy happened in my life, and I went out for lunches with women. I didn't go out to dinner because dinner was too personal.
Yeah.
It was lunch. I kissed them on the cheek. I said goodbye. I wasn't listening to go back to their room. Now I'm 62 years old. Still a chick magnet, handsome son of a...
Yes, you are.
Amazing.
And he is a chick magnet. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how
but
to do it.
care
And what
how
happened
old or
was
young
is that
they are.
Sandy and I, we just met, and and then when I went into that kitchen, some guys go into a bedroom, but I went into the kitchen. When I made that linguine white clam sauce, this girl was mine forever. She says, "Oh my God in heaven!" And then I stepped out of the shower. She walked in the bathroom and started singing. She said, "Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you."
Don't fib.
I'm
Anyway,
having fun.
so it was really when he played
About the linguine
he
or about
played-
the song?
No, it was when you played the piano for me. And
Yeah.
you know what I said to myself, Bill
Wow.
and
What's
Abigail?
that?
Yes, ma'am.
I said to myself, "Oh my gosh, that's what this house has been missing is music." I mean, and I'm a singer and I'm a performer, but there
You're
was
a
something
great
about
singer.
there was something. Thank you, but there was something about when he sat down at that piano and played the piano for me, and he touches people's hearts. So
And and you said it right there. What God sends do is they change the momentum of our
Yes.
life. We may
Yeah.
feel depressed. We may be down. We may be heading in a totally, isolated direction of our life because,
Right.
like you said, of all of the laws. But when they come, they change the direction. And you know what? You're not everybody's reward, but you're going to be somebody's reward. So
That's
if
right.
you're out there and you feel like you've been rejected, don't try to please everybody. Everybody isn't going to accept you. You're not going to be everybody's reward, but
That's
you
right.
will be somebody's reward.
That's right. Thank you so much,
you,
Bill. I really appreciate you coming on the show, Bill. And, is there anything else you want to tell our listening audience out there?
Well, I would like to say this. Abigail is mentioned 15 times in the Bible. So as Abigail's been talking, I just feel like God just wants to do something in her life. I
Isn't
really
it ironic that he's on the show with you today?
There's a lot of things. Tell Abigail if she wants prayer of any kind to go ahead and call us, because I'm telling you, 15 is an important number. It's setting us up for success. It's more than just numerology or some psychic thing. This is a true biblical-based thing. If you want the book, you can go to Amazon. You can get it on ebook, Kindle. You can get it on eBay. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. A lot of resources. But get this book and be successful in 2015.
What is your phone number to call?
317-783-2287. 783-AX. Area code 317.
Okay, great. So people can call in to get a prayer? Is that what you
Yes,
said?
absolutely. If anybody needs prayer, listen, I've been to Vegas. Bring Vegas to me. So, have them call. We'll pray for them. We'll bless them. We'll do whatever we can
That's
to kind
wonderful,
of
Bill.
encourage them for 2015.
Now,
no
Bill-
matter what kind of 2014 you had, 2015, I believe, can be the best year of your life.
Bill, do you know about Keen TV and the Walk TV?
Not too much.
Well, you better check it out, because that's a
375,000
Christian
people.
channel, and you definitely need to find out about that, because Dale Davidson has the show on there, and it's Las Vegas. What's the name of it? Sinners to Saints or something. And we were on his show. We're also on that channel, the Keen TV and the Walk TV, on the
Christian
weekend,
channel.
Saturday and Sunday, with Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Yeah, if you go on
Gotta check it out.
YouTube, you can pick it up. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, and
it's
we
a
also post
Christian,
the TV shows
it's
on the
a Christian
YouTube.
channel,
Yeah.
and over
Absolutely, yeah, we'll definitely check that out.
1,000 viewers.
Yeah.
And once a month, Sandy and I are national. We go
Yeah.
national television.
With
you know
Dale
what I mean? With Dale
Davidson, yeah.
Davidson, which is really great, and we're
Yeah.
very, very happy. And you're right. People come into our lives, all the time, and
don't
like you
always
said,
know
you got to
why.
go through a lot of thorns, because, like I said, last year, 2014, we opened our hearts and we got burned by a couple people, that we thought they were good friends, but that's part of the game. It's just part of the
Right.
game.
But like you said,
And you
I
can't
think.
allow the hurt of the past to cause you to not risk again. You
Right.
gotta
I
step
agree
out,
with you.
Take
And-
a step of faith, be willing to risk in order
Right.
to get that great reward.
And I think people come in and come in for a certain purpose, and then they might go on in their travels, and stuff.
Right. Sometimes they may may come short-term, long-term, but look
Right.
for those godsends. You know,
Okay.
get rid of all the thorns you can and allow God to bring in those people who are going to truly elevate you in 2015.
Great.
Right.
Thank you. Bill
Thank you,
Jenkins,
Bill
author
Jenkins.
of 15. Check out his book and his website
Yes.
on Amazon.com, Kindle, eBay, and give him a call at 317-783-2287. That's 317-783-2287. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Call
Thank
us
you for having
anytime,
me.
buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. What a
So
nice guy.
Abigail, you know,
Abigail.
I know we just touched on a little bit of your life
Mm-hmm.
and how you went from, being a flight medic and how you went through your catastrophic,
Yes, ma'am.
accident where you thought you weren't even going to live again, or they were telling people you weren't going to
Yes,
live, and then
ma'am.
you survived, and then you went to Hooters, and you've got your wonderful, wonderful manager here, Sophia, who
yes,
I
ma'am.
believe is your godsend.
Oh, she
yes,
is.
yes,
She is.
and so she's keeping
so
track of all kinds of
pretty.
things for you this year. And what is the next event you're going? What is the next thing you're going to be doing?
I have a Valentine's Day shoot coming up,
Okay.
and here's something special for y'all.
Okay.
If y'all have a business out there and they need a model to represent their services,
Okay.
okay, as a gift to you, to
Okay.
y'all,
All
okay,
right.
I will do the shoot and model shots photography. My photographer said they will go in on it, and we will do it for free. So if they want to do it for catalog
gosh.
or
Well, are
whatever
you
they
girls
want,
going to be here on the 17th of this month?
yes, sir.
Because Cindy
We've got
has
an
a-
event
Cindy
coming up.
has
It's
a
a WEMA,
a
New
event.
Year's
Tell 'em, Cindy.
makeover.
And we need her to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
with
that would be
our
wonderful.
Peter
We'd love for
Anthony.
you to-
I would
Love
be
to have
honored.
you.
That'd be
Have a great
great.
time.
I would be
Okay,
honored.
so that's coming up January the 17th. That's our first WEMA event of the year, and it's our WEMA New Year's Makeover, and it's going to be sponsored by Underground Revolution, Peter Anthony Wynn and Stephanie Wynn.
Hi, Steph.
Over there on Hualapai.
so pretty.
And also it's going to be Susan McKinney from Gale Force
She's
Photography
back.
is going to be there. Scott
right.
is going to be there.
Scott.
Yes, he's one of the photographers that works. He's their main photographer
How
there
exciting.
that shoots some models, and
Nice.
so we're going to do a makeup over hair and makeup for our guest and whoever signs up that wants to get it done.
Oh, everybody should do that.
Yeah, and then they're going to get their pictures taken afterwards, like do the
Nice.
after shots.
It's going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
this time. This
Nice.
WEMA event's going to be strong.
So again, check out www.supermodelabigailrich.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's here with us in the studio today. You can check her out on YouTube this afternoon. And also, she's going to be joining us for our first WEMA event of the year. Yay! We'll
With
see you
the Dick
again
Costello
tomorrow,
Quartet.
Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Check us out on Keen TV and the Walk TV this weekend for Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. We've got Jimmy Mullendor as our guest on that show, too.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we'll see you
Jimmy.
Monday morning. Bye!
See everybody. Bye-bye. I'm so happy I can cry.
Buffalo Wild Wings and Bud Light want to send you to UFC 182 after you ring in the new year.